Marco Boats Fishing Show, hosted by Bill Hohepa.
Well, welcome to the Marco Boats Fishing Show. I'm your host, Bill Hohepa. Now, you remember last week we caught some kingies, and I said I was going to smoke one in the Simply Smoking smoker. Well, here it is. We've done that. I'll just get them out. And look at that. Great big slabs of kingfish. Lovely smoked. I suppose we better just try a bit. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go out with David Ashby, and he's got a little Burley gadget. You're going to love it. So sit back and relax and enjoy another Marco Boats Fishing Show. Well, we're out on the water, and with me is David Ashby, and his little invention is this little Burley device. Burley dropper, what would you call it, David?
A self-releasing Burley dropper, Bill.
And you can just like to walk us through it.
Well, basically, with a lot of other Burley droppers and Burley, we put over the side of the bow, over the side of the gunnels, and as we all know, we get hooked up now and again, which is a real nuisance. But this way here, put your Burley in here, clip it up. From that point on, lower it down the side of your gunnels. As soon as it touches the bottom of the ocean floor, it will release.
The Burley falls out.
Burley drops out. You pick up your Burley dropper, put it away, and then put your sinker right back down to where you've just put your Burley.
What happens with a bit of current? Does the Burley sort of wash away with it off the floor, I suppose?
Well, I generally like to use some heavier bait. That's we can use pellets as they spread around, but with current we just put it down a lot more often than
Sure.
every hour or so, because it's not a big deal to put your bait in there, whether it be big pellets or Burley. Put it back down again over the side. As soon as it touches the bottom, it releases,
And off it goes.
and away you go.
Well, let's watch it. Let's watch it into action. Good on you, David.
Right.
So where we go? I'll just get some sabikis.
I prefer to use New Zealand king salmon. It's 22% oil, and the oil is a natural fish attractant. So yes, it is a messy job at times, but that's what fishing is all about. No point eight, do we clip it on, release it, make sure it's clipped on. As you can see, if you touch anything on the bottom, it will open up. Dropping it over the side of the bottom, over the side. Go down. There it goes. We assume it's touched the bottom.
That's released.
Released.
So you just give that a bit of a shake so it all empties out.
And as it comes up, the Burley is released from the Burley dropper. Ready for the next drop. So it only takes a minute, but it does work.
So what I'm going to do now is we've got some little sabikis here. We'll just drop those down and see if there's any bait fish turned up, which is always a good test to see if the Burley's working. The bait fish are all over it usually, so we'll chop that in and see what happens. Well, that's an interesting idea, just to dump the Burley on the bottom. Most of the time when people have their little Burley things sitting on the back of the boat, it goes on the surface. But to actually get it down to the bottom is great. But look at this. This is the old slimy mackerel. You might remember these from when we were at Great Barrier. They were everywhere. Looks like they're coming in a bit closer to the harbour, but the old slimy mackerel. No self-respecting snapper can resist that. Awesome. Good on you, David.
Thanks very much, Bill. I'm glad that I've had the opportunity of showing it to you, and hopefully it might improve your fishing one day.
I'm sure it will. It's improved it already, mate. Get the other hand. So I'll need somebody to feed that one, somebody to feed this one too.
We can load it up with as much pellets as we like.
That'll be enough.
That'll be enough.
A bit of the magic brew.
Magic brew.
A lot of people have got magic brews.
Yep.
Brews.
But obviously I'll turn it around so you can't see the product name.
I like
We'll see. He's ready to go. Sorry about the oil bill. And we're ready to go again. Got the pellets in there now. And you can see it coming up through, empty.
Now the test is in the pudding. We've dropped the burley onto the bottom, and we've put our little underwater camera down just to see what happens. And look at that, here come the yellowtail. Out of nowhere, they've probably smelt the oil, come over and think, here's a feed, and when they get here, there's all the pellets, all the bits of pellets and all the other burley that we put down before has arrived. So here they come in their hundreds, and they're starting to feed on all the little particle bits that are floating around down there. And all of a sudden they just take off, and look who's turned up, Mr. JD. And they tell me that the snapper, the yellowtail, oh look, there's a leather jacket. And leather jackets are basically responsible for all those little nicks you get out of your soft baits. But the yellowtail will come back, and so I'm expecting some good fishing. This is really good stuff.